guys, welcome back. Long time no see. I know it's been a pretty long time since my last update on my Byte Aligner journey. So I figured for those of you that have been following me on this journey, I'd give you an update and let you know where we are. So I started out initially with a 17-week treatment plan. I had 17 weeks for the bottom and I had 10 weeks for the top. The top came out beautifully, zero complaints, everything went perfectly. The bottom, however, was a little bit of a different story. Nothing against Byte. From what I understand, many people have to have refinements and a little bit of fine tuning at the end of their treatment plan for Invisalign, for braces, whatnot. So from what I understood, that was nothing out of the ordinary. So I went on to phase number 2, which was just doing fine tuning on the bottom. I did have one tooth here on the bottom that did not completely correct. So I had to, again, do another 13-week treatment plan for the bottom just to fine tune the tooth that didn't go into place like it was supposed to. So I did another 13 weeks. And unfortunately, the tooth did not correct. Now, a little bit of this falls back on me because I noticed right away when I got the second phase of aligners, I noticed that when I put the aligners in, I felt zero discomfort, zero soreness. A lot of the times when you first put a new aligner tray in, you do feel quite a bit of pressure. You can have soreness and outright pain, just to be very honest with you. Several weeks in my first phase, I had some pretty uncomfortable weeks. The hyperbite is supposed to help with the discomfort at the end of the day. But anyhow, the second phase, I noticed I didn't feel any of that. Not that the aligners were ill-fitting in any way. They weren't loose in my mouth. They just didn't, I didn't feel any pressure to feel like to compensate for any movement. At that point, a couple weeks in, I probably should have called them and said, hey, I'm not feeling any pressure in my teeth, just to let them know exactly what was going on. But, this was new for me. So I didn't know. So I just went ahead and completed the 13 weeks. And at the end of that 13 weeks, I still did not have correction. And just to be very honest with you, I really didn't have, from what I could see visually, I couldn't see any correction at all during that 13 weeks. So I contacted Byte and let them know, hey, I still don't have correction. And for those of you that are considering Byte, one of the great things about Byte is when you pay for your treatment plan, if you're not happy at the end of that treatment plan, they will continue to correct it, until you're happy. So, and that's included in the price. So that's one really great thing about Byte. And as I have explained before, my son had braces and of course had to go to an orthodontist. And, he's a boy, he's a teenager, and he was just, he had been in braces for over 4 years. And he was just burned out and done with it at the end and really wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. So the orthodontist really just kind of got frustrated with him and was like, you know what, well, fine, we'll take him off. And at that point, he did not have 100% correction. We were not offered any sort of compensation or money back, whatever. That's just the way it is when you go to an orthodontist, or was our experience. So, long story short, that is a good thing about Byte. So I did notify them at the end of my second phase treatment plan to let them know I still did not have correction. So at that point, again, I had to do another set of impressions, more pictures, the online survey, all of that good stuff. And again, this was all during COVID, which just kind of set everything back a little bit. So I was trying to be patient and understanding. It did take about 9-10 weeks from the time I did impressions until I received my third set of aligners. And I believe there was a little bit of confusion. I'm thinking that my aligners may have gotten lost in production somewhere. So it was actually a good thing that I called, was like, hey, I haven't heard anything. I haven't received my, third set of trays. Can you let me know what's going on? And they checked into it, and at that point they ended up rushing the production for my third phase of aligners and got them to me really within, I believe, 2 to 3 weeks. So not too bad there. And again, I was trying to be very patient, understanding with everything going on in the world right now. We have to have a little bit more patience. So at this point, I am in week 1 still of my third phase, only on the bottom teeth. This time around, however, they did have me increase my wear time on each tray to a full 10 days. Normally, those of you that are doing Byte know, we normally wear the trays for 7 days, change them out every 7 days, and always do our Hyper Byte at night is when I do mine for a full 5 minutes with the aligners in. This time they did increase my Hyper Byte usage to 20 minutes each evening. So hopefully at this point we'll get somewhere and we'll finally be done with this. In October, it will have been a year. So for those of you considering this, please take into consideration, they do say the treatment time is much shorter, and for many people it very well may be. For me, however, that is not the case. I did see an orthodontist before I chose to go with Byte, and had I chosen to go with braces, I was told I would be in braces for approximately 12 months, I do believe. So, and again, we're coming up on October, so I will have been in this treatment plan for almost a year. So is it quicker? Take into consideration that it very well just may not be. And I'm just being 100% honest. Not that that's anything to do with Byte, not that it's anything to do with being their fault or having a bad product, because like I said, on the top teeth, I did have 100% correction that I'm completely happy with. I would have chosen nothing else. And it is quite a bit, cheaper than going with an orthodontist. Thousands, just to be honest. So at this point, I can't say that I'm unhappy. I will say that I'm ready to have it over with. But that's life, and that's just kind of the way things go sometimes. So I'm just trying to be patient, just trying to get through it and do what they tell me to do. That's the biggest thing that I can say for those of you that are considering this. Just make sure you're doing what you're supposed to. You need to wear your aligners every day, all day, at least 22 hours a day, and make sure that you're cleaning them. And if you do everything that you're supposed to do, I can't say that you won't have good results. I think, I'm 43 years old, so I think that could be another, maybe a little bit of the issue as well. I'm older, so, as for a teenager or something like that, maybe correction would be a little easier. I really don't know. I'm not an orthodontist. I can't say that I really know what I'm talking about when it comes to that. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I did have one tooth that's just a little bit more stubborn and doesn't seem to want to move. But again, I think if I had called Byte when I really noticed that I wasn't feeling any pressure or any soreness, if I would have let them know right away, I'm thinking maybe that they would have taken into account then that, hey, there's an issue, because it is really normal from my experience to have some soreness and tenderness the first few days of a new aligner. And like I said, in the second phase, not one of the aligners did I feel any of that. So I really should have spoken up, and that's on me. I should have let them know that I wasn't feeling that. So long story long, again, we're in week 1. So I will do my very best to keep you guys updated each week like I did in the first series of phase 1. So again, week 1, this is where we are. I do have another 2 days in this particular aligner. Again, it will not be every 7 days that I'm updating you. It will be at least 10 days in between videos, unless something comes up that I need to hop on and let you guys know about. I really don't foresee any of that. So that's where we are, guys, and I just wanted to give you an update and let you know where we are. I hope everyone is staying safe, healthy, and very happy, as well as your family members. As always, remember to hug your loved ones extra, extra tight. Let them know how much they mean to you. Tell them that you love them, guys, and remember, tomorrow is never promised. especially in these trying times that we're seeing right now in the world. So love everyone. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.